All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So I wanted to go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Rachel Gallagher. I'm the broker owner for Remax Advantage Realty in Trinity and in Spring Hill, and then broker partner of Remax Alliance Group in Tarpon Springs. So if you guys ever decide that you'd like to come vacation down in Florida, be sure to pop into any of our 3 offices and check us out. So I just wanted to say, you know, right now I work my friends, my husband's clients. My husband is a financial advisor, and unfortunately family. I do absolutely love my family, but I am very grateful that I very quickly realized in this business that building your business based off of referral is the key, you know, to create lifelong clients. That's basically the topic of this webinar, and to, you know, create lifelong clients that continuously give you back business. I think in this industry, it's super easy to, you know, be distracted by the shiny object syndrome, you know, but if you're chasing, you know, Zillow leads or realtor.com leads, you're chasing after what I like to call is frozen fish sticks, right? So you're trying to get those people warm, right? It doesn't really, you know, when I said that, I saw a lot of your faces right now, your reaction. So when somebody calls you and they're like, hey, I want you to show me 20 properties today, and you know, I'm not really working with another agent, that doesn't feel good. That gives you the same kind of feeling when you talk about frozen fish sticks. So I just wanted to go ahead and, you know, run through some tips and tricks that I've compiled over the years of being in the industry. We have a lot of top producing agents in our area that are a part of our office, you know, so I looked to put something together, you know, where we have a lot of tips and tricks. So as you'll see on the screen, I am going to give you 30 tips and tricks. We're going to go ahead and fill in these blanks together, and then I'll give you some notes. So if you don't have a notepad near you, you're definitely going to want to grab one. So if you want to grab a notepad, pen, we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so before I get started with going through all of these tips and tricks, I just want to have you guys think about, you know, are you being memorable with your clients? You know, how not to close and ghost. Remember that real estate is a contact sport. So with no contacts, there will be no goals made. No contacts, no contracts. So I just kind of want to put that out there, even though those sayings are, you know, a little funny, they absolutely are true. So if you're not making contacts, you guys, you know, when we are allowed back out of our houses again, you know, if you're not out there getting in contact with people, or even right now, you know, we have to adapt. I think that going more web-based is super important. If you're using social media, you're trying to stay top of mind. I had a conversation with Carl last night too. You know, a lot of our agents, they're choosing to work from home, and that's absolutely great. You know, you can go ahead and show some of your extra additional services, kind of the things that make you stand out in the industry. So let's just say that you're using this time to get extra organized, then go ahead and, you know, show a before and after. You know, so maybe your staging techniques, you know, maybe you're redoing a room, or you're kind of revamping something at your own house. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, something that is out in the field at this moment. So just ways for you guys to stick your necks out farther than normal right now. When all these things go back to normal, when we get back to our normal routine, you know, just knowing the difference between passive activities and proactive activities. There's a special word in passive, and that's where people like to sit and do, you know, non-income generating activities. So if you're a list creator, I get it, I am a list creator too, but I always try to put at the very top of my to-do list my most proactive activities. So those are your get business tomorrow that are going to absolutely make a difference in your business. And I definitely think keeping in contact with your past clients, that's something that has to happen on a normal basis. And I'm really big on automating those things, because what happens is you get busy and life happens and certain things come up with your family, and you need to have these automatic things running in the background to keep your business running. So basically, you're just reaching out to clients, past clients, your database. You're not just asking for referrals. You don't want to seem desperate, but you just want to build those relationships and those bonds, because once those relationships and those bonds are created, it's really hard for another agent to come into that mix if you're staying top of mind and you're staying in contact with them. So by turning on a lot of automatic things, that's going to help you out and help keep that relationship really strong. So keep a database. A CRM is going to help you with this. So luckily enough, we are in phase 2 of Bouge, and we do have access to the database, where we're able to go ahead and put all of our clients in there. We are able to turn on some of the drip campaigns at this point. And I do know phase 3 is about to launch too. So it's really easy in this business to, say I have this person I'm working with, you get them to the closing table, but after that, you know who they are, but is it easy for you to do a mailer? So I want you to ask yourself that. Is it easy if I wanted to reach out to my entire past clients? Is it easy to go ahead and send out a mailer to them right now? If your answer is no, I would use this time wisely to go ahead and get organized. And I'll go ahead and tell you how you can get organized in the next couple of steps. But before I go ahead and jump through these 30 tips and tricks, I do want to tell you that what I'm about to tell you is not just going to happen if you do it once. You're going to have to stay consistent and try these things over and over and over again and stick to your flow. So one of our agents, his biggest saying is to do things without expecting results. And I'm a really big believer in that, because you do all these things. You can't just meet someone one time, or you sell them a house and now you think that they're theirs forever. You want to go ahead and keep building that relationship on. So that's why these things, if you have your systems, your processes, your flow, you'll definitely be getting referrals from your past clients. That's the key. I have met with agents, when they come on board and they say, Rachel, I don't ever, get any business from past clients because they're not looking to move. Well, you're missing the point. You're wanting to get business from those people that they're referral sources for you. So you've got, essentially, your past clients become little like worker bees. And when anybody mentions real estate, I know you guys, when you're out and about and your real estate ears turn on and someone says something about wanting to buy or sell a house, your ears perk up. Well, you want to create, your advocates for your business. You're wanting to create those little worker bees, basically, that if they hear anybody talk about real estate, your name is the first one that's going to come out of their mouth. So we'll go ahead and get started. So number 1, I have friend them on Facebook and Instagram. So this is basically the easiest way to stay in contact and stay top of mind. So there's this big thing back and forth. Should I add my clients to my personal page? Should I add them to my business page? I would say absolutely just have everybody all in one place. So I always say if it's not safe for Facebook, then don't post it. So if you're going to go into politics, let's just say you're one side, and just know that there's a 50% rule. So if you post something that's, 50% is going to go one way and 50% is going to go the other way, don't do it. So try to keep those, things off of your page. Try to keep it safe for Facebook. So I always say keep it clean. So if it's going to kind of upset one side, then absolutely don't post it. Keeping in contact with your friends is really easy. I know Facebook algorithms have changed things for us, so there's almost like a subscription that happens. So, the people that are going to see your post are the ones that are the most engaged with you, and you're the ones that are most engaged with them. So if you have people in mind that you know are going to want to buy or sell a property, start liking their posts, because most likely your stuff is going to start coming up at the top of the news feed. So Facebook used to be like Craigslist, where, you know, when you made a post, the newest post came up on the top and then the oldest post went down to the bottom. It doesn't work like that anymore. So you want to go ahead and, you know, like their post. If you saw something that their grandchild did or somebody had a birthday, be sure to go ahead and comment. There are some ways that you can go ahead and turn on in the Facebook settings. On the friend settings, you can go ahead and get notified when they make a post. So if you know you met with somebody that wants to buy or sell a house and you want to try to stay extra top of mind, turn that feature on and just be a little bit more engaged with them, right? Number two is give them a closing gift that reminds them of you. So I think that the, you know, giving a gift certificate with a card at closing, that's something that's just expected, right? So I would say surprise them. I know when I was full-time practicing in the field before I had the brokerage, I would always make sure that my closing gifts stood out. So if it was a closing that happened where, you know, it was all parties were involved, you know, my clients felt that love. As soon as I walked in, I had the tissue paper shooting out the top of the basket, just had something. And I can tell you that the title companies would be aware to that as well. And they would say, wow, she really takes care of her, you know, her clients, and she really does care. And, you know, it's not just about the closing. So I would say, you know, just do that, because I used to get referrals from my title companies, and I would even sometimes bring them a little gift as well too. So I'll go ahead and tell you, you know, some of the things and some ideas. In Florida, you know, we have more sun and more warmer weather than you guys do, but I would say kind of customize it to something that fits your personality. So for me, I'm all about the beach. So we have a little shell shop that's in our area, and I love starfish. That's my thing. I have a starfish necklace. I've got starfish, you know, keychains. And there was a store that had those big white African starfish. And I would put my business card on the back of the starfish. I would go to Target has like their little dollar section in the front, you know, and they had the summer bags, and I would grab one of those. So that was $1. Then they would have, you know, the towels. They would have, you know, the wine glasses that were the plastic wine glasses, and I would pick up the mini bottles of wine. You know, just knowing the client, I may have, you know, substituted some of those things out if I knew that they, you know, didn't enjoy wine. But I would put it together and I would give them like a little package, you know, with the tissue paper and everything. And it was something that they were able to use. So if they wanted to go have a picnic or go sit by the beach or, you know, go celebrate their new home, they absolutely could. And there was a lady that, so that I did that one time, and you prep these in bulk. So you want to get ready for your closings. So when you know, have a closing, you're not rushing to Publix and grabbing a gift certificate off of the, you know, the counter and trying to fill out the card in the parking lot, you know, in the title company. You want to have all of these things prepared in bulk so that you have them all ready to go. But maybe the handwritten card is something that's a little bit more personalized, right? So I would go ahead and, you know, prep 10 of them at a time so that you're well prepped. And you can change them up for the seasons. So I did have a lady, you know, that I had sold her property, and at the end of the closing, I gave her her summer bag. She called me about 6 months later and said, Rachel, I've got another property for you, but this one's vacant. I'm going to stage it. If you want to bring some of your staging item in, no problem. That's fine. So she, you know, I came in, I went on the appointment, and she had the starfish there. And she said, if it wasn't for the starfish, you know, I was easily able to find your phone number, you know, so it really did help with branding your closing gifts as well too. So we've done this before. I'm going to give you some more tips too, but I would say your closing gift should always have something that you can put your information on, and not something that can just be tossed. All right. So number 3 is go to the closing and take a photo and post it to social media and tag them in it too. Because we all want to hear about success stories. So anybody can just post a random picture of a house with the brown, roof, the house with the brown roof, the tan house, and write sold across the picture, but just really kind of get more personalized with your post. So you're telling a story about, maybe the process, maybe this is Bob, and, Bob is, trying to downsize to fit his, new lifestyle, and in a golfing community or something like that. So you can go ahead and kind of give a backstory on how you were able to help him reach his goals. So, with that, you've made it to the finish line, a closing gift, with your presentation, and then you can even have that closing gift with all that tissue paper or whatnot in your photo as well too. So super, super easy to go ahead and do that. And it basically lets them know that you were able to get them to the finish line. And it also tells their friends that you were able to get them to the finish line as well too. So it's all about those success stories. I call it the meat and potatoes. So at the very top of the post, don't just post the photo, give that backstory. So number 4 is help them host a housewarming party and offer to send out the invite. So why would we do that, right? So you're asking for their friends' information and you're sending it out, and you're taking care of, your clients are trying to get unpacked into their homes. So it is something that, you are able to help with that invite. You can go ahead and maybe you sponsor the food, but if you're sending out the invites, you've got all of their contacts information that you can go ahead and, maybe introduce yourself to as well too. So super easy to do. If you don't know their addresses, you can go ahead and look them up on the tax records. Number 5 would be hire a company to come in post-close. So hire a cleaning company to come in post-close. So think about all the things when people move, they've got all this additional stress. So how can you make their lives easier? Something that they're not going to expect. So just think when you have a moving company come through, they dirty up the house, they're trying to get unpacked, they're trying to get their children situated. You take one thing off of their to-do list and hire a cleaning company, that will go a long way. It shows them that you care. It's the best treat. Plus, the cleaning company will appreciate the business. So you think of, being a referral source to them, they may become a referral source to you. Number 6, I'll go ahead and show you. This is actually one of my favorites. So this is send out cards. Send out cards is super, super easy. So you can download the app, or you can do it on the computer. I like the computer version for the sake of you can go ahead and order. Let's just say that somebody is not feeling so well, or let's just say you want to go ahead and send out something because it's their birthday. You can send out coffee mugs. You can send out delicious brownies. You can send out, gosh, there's so much stuff. You can send out blankets if someone's not feeling well. There's a lot that you can send out. There's actually like a store. But I do like the app because, basically you're able to, if say you met with somebody or you saw someone at the grocery store, you can get in your car and you can order a card. There's like pre-templated, cards in there. And I recommend, using a gray script, so like a font, and then the script. So it does kind of look like handwriting. So it doesn't necessarily look like, Times Roman numeral, that font. So you can go ahead and look, a little bit like more intentional if you are using that. So send out cards, it's super easy. There's a small membership, but you just kind of, pay as you go if you, are sending out cards. You can send them out in bulk as well. So number 7, refer customers to your client's business. So I scratch your back, you will scratch mine. So sometimes to refer business out, you have to be the first one to refer business out to get business. So I want you to kind of think about, and I'm going to email this over to Carl. I have a whole entire list of There's a ton of different professions that you should have a little, like your own network of. And try to think about who in your network you could kind of build that relationship and refer business to, so that, say it's a tax accountant, a financial advisor. Think about businesses that are constantly in front of people all the time. And those people are essentially your worker bees. So if somebody that they're meeting with says, like even a hairstylist, gosh, I used to do hair, and you would not believe all the stories that, I used to hear. Usually the hairstylists are the first ones to know what's going on with somebody's life. So, really just make sure that, you're kind of referring business and helping them out, and they will absolutely scratch your back. All right. Number 8 is host an appreciation party. At your office, at your clubhouse. If you're into farming, that's a big one. So if there's a clubhouse there, or a park, or do some sort of big event, some sort of appreciation party. So most of your clients are similar. So if you've ever dealt with that one client that you didn't enjoy working with, you probably don't want to ask that person for a referral, because they all are like-minded, right? So if you are dealing with clients that you absolutely like, most likely you're going to enjoy or love working with their friends or family, right? So, just try to keep that in mind. My husband's a financial advisor, and every year he does a giant holiday party, invites all of his clients to come. This year we did it at the Florida Aquarium, and they brought out all sorts of food, and they made it family friendly, which was really nice. And all of the clients got together and were talking about how happy they were with their accounts, and how great it was to get together. And I sat back in the back of the room, and it was crazy because they all were so similar in so many different ways. So it's absolutely true, so an appreciation party. So think outside of the box, maybe like a fall festival, maybe team up with somebody that, is passing out pumpkins or whatnot. You don't necessarily have to put on the whole entire event yourself. You can go ahead and piggyback off of another business, or, kind of work as a team to go ahead and, have events done together. So use this time, I would say, to kind of think about who you know, and what kind of events you want to do together. All right. So number 9 is, this one is one of my favorites as well. This website right here is easycanvasprints.com. Right now, I do believe that they are running discounts, of 85% off. So if you have photos of, professional photos done of, say, your seller's house, you can go ahead and take that photo, have it ordered. I mean, look at these prices. This could be their closing gift. And so, sometimes somebody wants like a small memory of their house that they lived in for 30 years. And then on the back of it, you put your information. So I've done this before as well. I had a family that, built their house from the ground up, and they, were sad, a little bittersweet about leaving. And I went ahead and just wrote my name and my phone number and wrote thank you on the back of the canvas. And sure enough, they put that up at their new house, and they were having a family dinner. Somebody said something about real estate, and my client went ahead and ripped it off the wall and said, you have to call her. You have to call her. So it does work, but it's something that is a little bit more memorable. And it's great. They're super speedy, and the quality is absolutely amazing. So touch base, be a resource. So the phone is absolutely your best friend. So especially in times like these, just picking up the phone, just saying, hey, how are things going? How is the house? What's going on? How's your health? Talk about all sorts of different things, and really, really absolutely show that you care. Number 11, these are really fun. So if you're looking for things to kind of do and keep you busy right now, you can go ahead and start prepping your pop buys. So pop buys. So Brian Buffini, I'm sure you've heard of him before. Brian Buffini pop buys, all I did was just type it straight into Google, and all of these different ideas came up. So maybe it's something, and I like to say, kind of think about this as your past clients, your future clients, potentially your friends, your farming areas, your networking groups. Think about your, like, these are all pop buys that you can do. So I know one of our agents did this one right here. So this is a ketchup, mustard, relish, you know, pack. You can get these, anything that you can order in bulk. So she went ahead and did these around summertime and said, let's catch up. You know, I just wanted to pop by and just wanted to catch up and keep you posted on what's going on with the market. This one here, ice cream scoop. Just wanted to give you this scoop about the market. I've seen candles done. Don't be in the dark about what's going on in the market. This one's great for Easter. So your spring, your business forward with pop buys. So have your peeps call my peeps, you know, so dropping that by. I've even seen bags of popcorn even too. So there are all sorts of different ideas. This one's kind of funny. So just know your market, maybe what's going on, what's hot right now. There's all sorts of really good things that you can do. I recommend doing these seasonally. So when you make them, like I said, you know, you hit maybe, gosh, if you had a local, maybe your dentist office, your doctor's office, like all those places that you go and you are, you know, essentially spending money at, like use that as something to really kind of, you know, get your name out there and just not like, you know, just saying, hey, I'm here and thanks, goodbye. You know, really make a presence when you go to these places. And people love gifts too. And I think these are unexpected gifts. All right, the next one, number 12, is pre-holiday cards. So get them out early. So a lot of times you're rushing, you know, like the holidays come and you're like, oh gosh, I got my cards in the mail like 2 days before Christmas. Unfortunately, everybody is getting all their cards at that time. So getting them out early and stand out. So send out cards is awesome for that. So you can go ahead and if you have your database organized, you can upload your database to send out cards, and then you can go ahead and do a group, it's like a group template, and you can send out that holiday card to all of your clients or anybody you want to all at one time just by pushing send. And they take care of everything for you, by the way. So you don't have to, you know, handwrite the envelopes. You don't got to lick the stamps. You don't have to do any of that. Basically, you push send and they send you an email notification when the cards have gone out, and that's all you have to do. So it really takes a lot of the hard work out of it. So the next one is post-holiday cards. So doing a card even after the holidays. You know, just saying, hey, I hope you had a great holiday with your family. You know, what's right around the corner right after the holidays? New Year's. So people have new goals, New Year's, new goals. So a lot of the times you're going to see an influx of, you know, listings go on the market. So you want to go ahead and stand out and be top of mind before those thoughts are being had. The next one is home anniversary. You can go ahead and schedule this out through send out cards as well. So, you know, when you set up your send out cards in the anniversary section, put the date that they had their closing, okay? And then also too, in your Facebook memories, so if you're doing a great job with your closing photos, in your Facebook memories every morning, you can go through and reshare that post and re-tag that client and say, can you believe that it's been 2 years since you sold your house at such and such street? And that's going to go out to all of their friends as well too, okay? The next one is video messages through Vidyard. So Vidyard is actually one of my favorites. I've used BombBomb before. I think BombBomb is fantastic, but I do know that there is a price that comes along with BombBomb. Vidyard is something that you can sign up for free. If you can see on my computer, this little guy right here with the number 1, he looks like an alien right here. I can go on, and while I'm at my computer, I can click this and it'll start recording. It gives you a link that you're able to copy and paste and put into your email. And it shows you, I like this because have you ever gotten an email that just says, click this link here? It doesn't do a whole lot for you. But if you saw like an image, you know, when you see like kind of how this one is right here, where it says, you know, push this play button, and then you'll get to see, you're going to be in the background with the play button right in front of you. So that goes into the body, it embeds it into the body of the email. So you're gonna have more of an open rate on that, and it also does tell you your views. So if you're sending something out in the masses, and maybe you're doing a BCC email, you'll get those notifications come through. Or if you're just sending out to one person, you'll get that notification so you know that they opened that email and they saw you. Okay. Mass voicemails using slide dial. So your voice is the most powerful thing that you have. My rule is call first, text second, and email third. So more personable, you know, if you're having an event that you want to promote out, but you don't have the time to call, you know, say 300 people, you can go ahead and go on slide dial. Basically, they will absolutely hear your voice and say, hey, I just wanted to remind you of the Progressive Brokers Open. I don't know if those are big in your area, but if you are hosting a Progressive Brokers Open, you know, for other agents to come to, just wanted to remind you that, you know, I'm having a Progressive Brokers Open at such and such street at such and such time. Just wanted to let you know we're going to have, you know, food, wine, whatever it may be. And you're able to go ahead and, you know, send that out without making 300 phone calls. So if you're in a time crunch, you do the recording, you set it up to go to those phone numbers, it pops into their voicemails, and they heard your voice. So your voice is the most powerful thing that you have, and that's why the phone is so important. So I think, you know, using a feature like slide dial, you know, that's working smarter, not harder. And you know, you are able to do, you know, individuals as well too. So if you have someone that you would absolutely love to have that 30-minute conversation with, but you just can't, but you want to get them to, you know, hear your message, you can use that slide dial. All right. And the app is free, but if you are doing mass, you just pay like a small amount for the masses to go out. So you can do the individual ones, you know, at no cost. Number 18, I have surprised them. So if you have a past client that just, you know, had a closing, or maybe it's somebody that you see on Facebook that looks like they're going through a tough time, or maybe they're having or hosting a graduation party or whatever it may be at their house, surprise them and have a meal delivered. So there's so many different restaurants out there, you know, that are on Grubhub, that are on Uber Eats. It's really easy, you know, in between appointments, you know, I even sit there sometimes on my phone in the evenings, and I'll hop on and, you know, just send out, you know, meals here and there, or little things just to know people are thinking about you. Do those things that are absolutely unexpected. You know, so it's really awesome. So you're able to actually, when you use the Grubhub or the Uber Eats, you can see your meal being delivered. And my favorite part is when that meal is being delivered, it stops at their house. You can kind of like watch your phone, and you know within a matter of minutes, that person's going to go ahead and reach out to you and thank you. So when you are ordering that food, there's a note section that you can go in and say, you know, write a special message that only you and that person would know about, or you can even say that it's from you. But I guarantee you, after that food's delivered and they, you know, close that door, they're going to run to their phones and thank you. And that's another way that you are deepening those relationships and staying in contact with them. Number 19 is annually send out magnet calendars. It does work. I really do think that that's a way to stay in contact with people, especially in the beginning of the year. So let's just think about this. So you just did your pre-card around the holiday times. You did your post-card around the holiday times, and now you're sending them out a magnet. So in that first quarter, if they ever thought about wanting to buy or sell a home, what's the chances that they're going to call you? Extremely high, okay? So they do absolutely work. So I would use them. There's a lot of different, I actually have them in my desk right here. There's a lot of different brands. I think this one we got from houseofmagnets.com. I do like these. You can see them. They're all in different shapes. So you've got like the shape of a house, and you've got like recipes that are in here as well too. So I had gotten a message the other day. I forgot that I had sent these out with everything that's going on, but I got a message the other day, and they're like, with everything, you know, going on, we've been eating home more, and I wanted to thank you so much for that recipe. It was absolutely delicious, and I wanted the recipe back. So, but just something that you can do. You know, I think this too is one way. So if you do have, you know, clients, past clients, maybe you've got a farming area that you send these out to. People go into their fridges every single day. So if you're up on their fridge, they get to see your face. Now, I know that Remax had just switched over to Megaphone, you know, but we do still have access to AdWorks. Through AdWorks, so number 20 would be use AdWorks using email addresses. So if you've got your database organized, so if you guys have not caught on to it yet, having your database organized is super, super important. So if you have your database all organized, you can go ahead and go into AdWorks, and you can upload those email addresses, and you can choose an ad that goes out. And basically, if you're not familiar with what AdWorks is, it's retargeting marketing. So once somebody has seen your ad one time, it's going to follow them around the web for a period of time. So, you know, if you're uploading those email addresses, the likelihood they're going to go ahead and shoot that ad out to them. It's going to kind of follow them around the web. Your face is going to be all around. So with being strategic, if you're doing a postcard mailer, so this doesn't have to do much with, you know, past clients, but if you're using, you know, the AdWorks for your email addresses, say it's in your neighborhood, maybe you have all of the contacts that are in the neighborhood that you live in, you upload them, you follow them around the web, you're sending out postcards to them. It's that muscle memory where people feel like they see you everywhere. So when they think real estate, you're popping into their minds right away. Let's see, the next one is 21. So back to the basics is handwritten notes and frequently. So it keeps you organic and personal. I do have a trick for that. So if you're sending out, you know, handwritten notes by the mass, you can go ahead and take one card, handwrite a generic note in there, put it down on your scanner, scan it in, go to vistaprint.com, upload that handwritten section, pop that image into, like, you're going to go in and create like a card. You can pop that into that open flap when you open up a card, and it's your handwriting basically, and it does absolutely look like it's not been copied. And then you order those in the masses, and if you want to, like, as you're sending these out, you can go ahead and use the same pen, and you can add additional notes into there as well too. So if you want to add like a PS message in there, that has been a giant time saver, I can tell you, because the time that it takes to write the body of the message, you know, it does save a whole lot of time. I keep a stack of those with me, and then I can write those PS messages down at the bottom. The next one is going to be number 22. So remember special occasions. So if you're dealing with a client and, you know, maybe they've got an anniversary or something big going on, or maybe they go on a cruise every time, you know, a certain time of year, write those special occasions in your CRM. So keep them in that note section. It gives you a reason to go ahead and reach out and keep in contact, you know, with them and have something valuable to talk about instead of, oh, how's things going? What's going on? How's the weather? What's, you know, so it gives you more to go based off of. So I would say keep notes and jot those down in your CRM. Number 23 is bouge drip campaigns. So with valuable, useful tips. So first time owner campaigns, your buyer campaigns, your sellers campaigns. There's so much information that's provided from headquarters for us. I know that all of this is something that it works. RE/MAX headquarters does an excellent job of testing out what they're putting out in the field. So they actually go to consumers and they have them vote. So you don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to sit down and go open up Publisher and type out a blog and go to town. It's all right there. So you don't have to recreate the wheel. So setting people up on those campaigns, I like that because once they're added on, they can basically just set it and forget it. You don't really have to go, you know, back in and, you know, send it out on a weekly basis and hit send. You know, once it's set up, it just basically goes. So if it's a 12-month campaign, while you're out there in the field being a rock star, selling homes, listing homes, working with buyers, that's all running in the background. All right, the next one is 24. So create a past client Facebook group. Have you guys ever thought about that? So once they've become your past client, put them all in a group because like I said, most of your clients are like-minded. And around the holiday times, maybe say, all right, guys, go ahead and take a picture of your Christmas tree and the person with the best tree we're going to vote on and maybe send them a gift certificate or something. So get some participation. This makes this really easy if you want to do a past client event. Hey guys, we're doing a local meetup at such and such restaurant for happy hour at a certain time. So you don't really have to spend the money on mailers at that point, and you can stay engaged. You can say, you know, National Dog Day. Everybody post a picture of your dog, you know, whatever it may be. You can stay super engaged with people that way, and it gives you a deeper dive into what's going on with their lives, so you can go ahead and engage. Let's see. So the next one is, you can host, and that kind of leads into what I was just saying. So host a happy hour, a puppy hour, a soccer hour. Host something that you're interested in. You know, if you're into, I don't know, shabby chic, if you're interested in biking, if you're interested in, you know, just think about your hobbies right now that you're doing and you're like, wow, with all this free time, I really enjoy this, you know. So think about doing things that you could, you know, involve your clients with. So take notes. So remember what they liked in their CRM. So you have so much to remember. And let's just say that you sold someone a house, or you, you know, kind of had something that came up along the process that you remembered that, you know, they liked a particular thing. So maybe they liked a particular flower, maybe they liked a particular, oh gosh, decoration, or they liked something. So you guys had some sort of something that you were in common with, just anything that they, you know, may have enjoyed. You know, maybe they enjoyed hunting, maybe they enjoyed running, biking, anything like that. You're jotting that down, you know, because in a few years later, if you're touching your past clients and you're creating those lifelong clients, you're going to want to remember some of these things. And so if you're working with someone and 2 years later, you remember those things, it will absolutely stand out, and it'll show that you care even more. So number 27 is partner with local companies and send out coupons. So if you're doing, you know, past client letters, you know, holiday times, seasonal things, you can go ahead and give them something of value And maybe it's something for a pressure washing company or a lawn service or a local pest control company. So maybe it's even a local restaurant, 25% off or whatever it may be. You can go ahead and reach out to those business partners and create those, maybe coupons or items of value that you can go ahead and offer them. And then the next one, number 29, is branded thank you gifts. So branded, this is one of my favorites too. This one will save you so much time. I was introduced to this a few years back. So this website right here, so you do your branded thank you gift at the time of closing, but you need to have certain things that happen and drip and still go out and reach your past clients. So this is a helpful tool. It's called tpmco.com, and this is their follow-up system. So basically what they get, okay, sorry, I was just trying to mute somebody. Okay, so what they basically get is a follow-up system. So through this, there is a video. So if you go on here and you view, but it's $25 and it goes out to your client for a period of 5 years. So $25, 5 years, and they get a lot of great pieces sent to them. They're gonna go ahead and get magazines. So let's see. They will get a series of magazines, they'll get a series of postcards, they'll get, when you first sign them up, they will go ahead and get just mail labels with their new address on there as well too. So TPMCO, and it's their follow-up system. Okay. The next one is keep up with your database in Booge. So places to pull. So if you've not yet built out your database, you can go into your MLS, and I'm sure you can pull your stats for your past sales, and you can go ahead and try to match up those properties with your client's name, their phone number, their email address, and then if it's a seller, maybe their new address. So really trying to build that out. You can go ahead and export from realtor.com. You can export from Zillow. You can export if you've ever set up a buyer in your MLS search. You can go ahead and export that list, I'm sure. If you're a part of a networking group, there's got to be some sort of roster. I'm a part of a yacht club in our local area. There's a roster for our yacht club. So I have access to their emails, their phone numbers. Are they in my database? Absolutely. So really trying to think right now about building out that database for yourself. And I will go ahead and pull up Booge. So if you're not familiar, it's really, really easy with how to go ahead and get these people added in. You can import them in the masses, or you can import them one by one. So I would say, let's see, come on, Booge. Here we are. So in your contacts and leads section, you can go ahead and just click that add import button, and it gives you the option to go ahead and add in the individual or add in the list. When you're adding these people in, make sure that you're putting the tags on where they came from. So when you do set up your campaign drips, you can go ahead and send out, certain ones to certain people. So in your campaign section here, you have your reoccurring, you've got your drip, you've got your monthly newsletter. I would say your newsletter should absolutely be turned on. I know when we had Lead Street before, I always knew that it was the beginning of a new month because a couple of our agents had me in their newsletter system. So it does help. So these are all tools that you can do automatically. Just set it up, let it run in the background. It's auto. it's like pulling off a Band-Aid. You only have to set it up once. So I would say, get these things going in times like these, because when the surge does happen, when things do get back to normal, you're going to wish that you had set these things up. Okay. So build and continue to build your database, past sales, absolutely. Those are those advocates for you, so really trying to build off and try to get those people to become referral sources for you. When things clear up, like I said, those pop buys, even when you do those pop buys, sometimes what you're going to want to do is pop by during the day when they may not be home. And what you're able to do is when you leave that pop by, whatever it is that you left at their doorstep, you can snap a photo of that pop by and you can text it to them. If they are at work, what do you think they're going to do with their coworkers? They're going to start talking about it. Can you believe my real estate agent just left this at the door for me? And that's going to, they're all going to come over. They're all going to look at their phones. That's going to create a little bit of a buzz for you in itself as well. Okay. So really, really try to focus on not chasing after these cold leads and really trying just to build those relationships and really deepen them. So I will say, your closing photos, I'll go ahead and get back to this. Your closing photos. So these are super important. Just even having that history with people, so you can see, not just one time. This was the first time that we sold a property for them. This was the second property. This was the third property. This couple actually closed 9 properties through me. So, it can be done, even just a little, if you want to add in the house, if it's, something that's cute, it stands out. Maybe it's a luxury property that you want to feature. You can go ahead and create a collage just like that. So you want to go ahead and, tell about those good times. And you can tell that every single one of these posts, it does have the meat and potatoes. So if I stretch this out, this beautiful seller just sold her property located in downtown Newport Richey. This home had 6 offers on it within 2 days. With some negotiations, we ended up in a highest and best situation. We were soon under contract with the buyer. Buyer number 6 offered $26,000 over ask. Congrats to one of the most happiest sellers. Thank you again, Angela, for your trust in allowing me to sell your property. Inventory's low, so that I could help sell their home. And then you have your information right there. So that's the success stories. That's the meat and potatoes that you want to share about. And in the post, absolutely tag them. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and open ourselves up. Does anybody have any questions? And before I do so, I would like to also say is this business is a relationship business. So just please remember that, texting can make our lives easier, but don't hide behind text. Like I said, your voice and your face are the most powerful things that you have to promote yourselves. And also too, is your network does determine your net worth. So, really working on building out that network that you may have of your business professionals, and, creating that ripple effect where you have advocates. So I'll go ahead and unmute you guys, and if anybody does have any questions, if they'd like to come on or.
I don't know.
Well, Rachel, I just want to say there was definitely a lot of things that you mentioned and talked about that are like very actionable and very easy to do.
Someone's from home. I can hear the little ones in the background.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Who's little ones? I think it's a lot of great information. I use some of the stuff. I do closing. And some of the things that you talked about, I do a lot of. I think right now the pop buys would be a great thing, especially since we're social distancing. Maybe just something to let people know that, you know, we're still thinking of them, and just dropping something at the door would be a good thing to do.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Jackie. Anybody else have any questions? Hey, Chuck, I see you on there.
Yeah, I had a question about Vidyard. Is that a pretty good equivalent to the other to BombBomb?
I would say yes, if you're using a computer. So I know BombBomb has the app that you can go ahead and do from your mobile phone. I've only used Vidyard just off of the computer. So I would say play around with it. It's something that's free, and you know, try it out.
Yeah, okay, thanks a lot. That's good stuff.
Are you going to text or send out an email with all the names of all these? I know I tried to keep up with writing them all down, but can you send out an email with the suggestions of all of these sites?
Yeah, absolutely. I went ahead and I've got my notes here as well too. So this is my version of everything. So what I'll do is, if you would like a copy of it, if you want to go ahead and just shoot me an email. RACHEL.
Oh, I screenshotted and printed that.
Oh, you did? Yep, it's Rachel, RACHEL, at Remax Advantage Florida. Florida is spelt out.com. And then I'll go ahead and email this out to Carl as well too. Hey, Jason.
Hi.
Anything else? Maybe something that I may have missed, or something that you do that may just be a little
Rachel,
bit.
we have a question here in the chat. They said, thank you for your time and fabulous ideas. Do you have a favorite thing to do for sellers who have moved out of area after selling to keep me as the go-to person with other family and friends?
I would say yes. Oh, I just saw my little chat bar closed. I'm sorry about that. I would say yes. I would say I love send out cards. I love their website because, I mean, even Amazon, you know, so if you're thinking of somebody, I love to send gifts and surprise people and keep people, you know, on their toes, you know, and wondering who sent that to me. And, you know, if I haven't gotten that phone call, then I'll go ahead and pick up the phone and just say, hey, you know, did you get something in the mail the last couple of days? But I do think that the easy canvas prints, so if somebody is like moving out of town, they've got memories, maybe you take, even too, one thing that I did forget to mention is Walgreens or CVS, or I know that there's other websites out there as well too. So you pay all this money for professional photography, right? And when a closing happens, what do you do with those photos? The photos maybe sit on MLS. You can take those photos and have a photo album created of all the different rooms in their home. So, you know, just kind of think that that house was a memory for them at one point. They probably have lots and lots of memories there. So you can go ahead and, you know, send them little things like that, you know, more personalized things. So I would say that's one way to, you know, keep in contact with, you know, past clients that have moved out of state. Anything else?
Yeah, we have
All
another
right, so
question.
we have how much time?
Oh, you got it.
How much
Yeah,
time
you got
schedule in your calendar to keep in touch with past clients? So I would say, I know time blocking, in a perfect world, time blocking would be fantastic. I would say when I start my day, I try to work on, you know, some really important things that, you know, my proactive activities. So I always try to look to see, you know, what's going on with past clients in the mornings. You know, then I work on my current business that I have, and then my current deals, you know. So I would say in the mornings, during that time when you're prepping for your day, you're already setting up a lot of these things that are just automatic. But maybe you're spending 30 minutes a day, just kind of reaching out and touching some of your past clients. So I don't know, Carl, as far as past clients go, I don't know. I know you guys have probably worked on, some schedules, routines, keeping organized. What would you say would be another idea for?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I always preach they should try to do at least 24 touches in a year, twice a month, somehow get in front of your past clients. And I just loved a lot of your ideas, especially about the handwritten cards and kind of systemizing it. So I just think you should incorporate it into your at least hour of a day worth of prospecting.
Yeah, I'd say if it happens. Oh, I'm sorry. If it happens in the.
Client,
Oh, go ahead.
Just to chime in on past clients, part of what you said was amazing, Rachel, with creating a group for your past clients, but just engaging with them online and interacting with them online is another form that's it's direct communication with what's going on in real time with them. So just paying attention to what happens to their posts and interacting is also great. And you can do that on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was going to say, just if it's important, your most important things should happen before your day takes over, before your day starts. So your past clients are the most important people that you have.
And to piggyback off of that, I always like to say is a good way to do is take online offline. So what I mean by that is if you see someone post that had a huge celebration or, they're expecting a new child, expecting a new grandchild, that's a great way to then send them something to acknowledge what's happening. And that's just taking it a step further than just writing congratulations on the post, right? You can use that then as an opportunity to reach out again with some token. And if you haven't yet, mail out everybody's closing disclosure from 2018 because they're going to have to bring it to their accountant with taxes getting delayed to July 15th. I mean, just such small little things you can do, like small changes makes the biggest difference.
Homestead exemptions, like that's a big one as well too. So try to look at a calendar while you have this time and pre-plan out some of these things because you can do a lot of these things by the quarter. So this quarter I'm doing, this for this season. You can kind of make it seasonal if you do want it to be. So yeah, absolutely. And it was kind of funny. The one thing I did want to add on to this is, to piggyback off of what Carl had just said is it was my birthday not so long ago. And I had some real estate friends that are on my Facebook page, and it's a team. And they went ahead and they recorded the cutest video of themselves with the streamers, with the party hats. And it was generic, I understood, but it caught my attention. They said it was them, being funny on the camera. And they said, "Hey, we heard it was your birthday. Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday." And they kept that message on their phone. And when it's somebody's birthday, they send that out and they send it through Messenger. But I would say just waking up in the morning, and they did it first thing because on Facebook, you can go ahead and click birthdays and you can see all of your friends' birthdays. And then from there, if you wanted to go ahead and add a PS, message in there to make it a little bit more personalized, you absolutely can. So I think that, a lot of times we forget that we have this thing, it's called a camera built into our phones. And at any time, if we want to go ahead and get in contact with somebody or send them a message, without coming in contact with someone, we can go ahead and pick up that phone and say, "Hey, Jackie, I just wanted to reach out to you, tell you you're doing a really excellent job." And, or whatever it may be, you can go ahead and say, "Hey, I'm so excited for, your new promotion that I saw that you got at your job. Congratulations." That's going to go a lot farther than just congratulations with some emojis post. So taking it one step further. All right. Anything else?
Hey, all the RE/MAX first agents, please make sure you thank Rachel because I think that was awesome. She shared a lot of valuable information. So we're very grateful for you to do this.
Thank you, Rachel.
You are very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
Great
so
stuff.
much.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
All right,
job,
guys.
Rachel.
Take care, be safe, and just remember to think outside of the box. you know, I think right now is a great time to get organized. I'll go ahead and shoot this over to Carl, and thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, Rachel.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.